Tervetuloa pitkästä aikaa Rapa-kanalin varrelle. Mä luulen, että osa kuulijoista ajattelee, että Rapa-kanali on kokonaan kuivunut, mutta kyllä me täällä Ollin kanssa vielä hengissä ollaan ja nyt pitkän tauon jälkeen päästiin tekemään uusi jakso. Tietysti täällä on monennäköisiä syitä, miksi ei päästy tekemään, mutta nyt osu myöskin aikataulut sitten Vieraan kanssa yksiin. Mutta ensin Olli, tervetuloa.
Kiitos. Ja ensin pitää pahoitella kuulijoille sitä, että on tämä tauko päässyt niin kuin venähtämään näin pitkäksi, että tässä on ties kuinka monta kuukautta, kun on viimeksi nauhoitettu, mutta nyt ollaan taas asian ytimessä niin sanotusti, ja ihan kiva päästä vähän taas puhumaan.
Kyllä, ja totta kai taukoon liittyy osittain sekin, että jossakin vaiheessa loppuu vieraat, niin nyt kun niitä sitten vähän enemmän on. Ja siitä puheen ollen, niin meidän tauon jälkeen ensimmäinen vieras on Jaron uusi hyökkääjä Alhaji Gero, ja hänen kanssaan tuossa juteltiin ihan hyvä tovi, ja miehellä on tietysti aika värikäs ura, siis sillä tavalla, että on pelannut eri sarjoissa ja myöskin sitten missä nyt Ruotsissa on eniten ollut, mutta sen lisäksi sitten kävi Iranissa ja on aika näkemystä monenlaisista paikoista, niin kiva oli hänen kanssaan jutella.
Kyllä on ihan miellyttävä kaveri ja niin juttua myös riitti, että oli ihan kiva juttu tuokin hänen kanssaan.
Syksy nyt tässä kovaa vauhtia etenee ja samalla sitten ykkösen ratkaisuhetket on käsillä. Se nyt on päivän selvää sitten jokaiselle, joka sarjataulukkoa on seurannut, että KTP ja TPS ton nousun sitten ratkaisee ja Jaro taistelee siitä 3. paikasta, mikä toisen kotiottelun siihen sitten niin kutsutun sääli-playoffseihin. Ja se olisi totta kai tärkeä juttu saada se peli nimenomaan kotiin. Ja hyvissä asemissahan Jaro on. Siinä on nyt 6 pistettä sitten eroa niin KPV:hen kuin EIFiin. Ja kauhean monta pistettä ei välttämättä Jaron tarvitse saada näissä jäljellä olevissa 4 pelissä, jotta se 3. sija säilyy. Mutta se on ainakin semmoinen selkeä tavoite, mitä joukkueella varmasti loppukauteen on.
Kyllä, ja tosiaan se olisi todella tärkeää, että sijoittaisiin 3. ja saataisiin yksi iso peli ja nimenomaan kotikentälle sitten ja vaikka ainakaan itsellään nyt ei kauheasti mitään niin kuin nousutoiveita ole, mutta eihän se, ei se mitenkään poissuljettua kuitenkaan, että kaikki on mahdollista ja kuitenkin on kyse vain yksittäisistä otteluista, mutta ainakin itse näkisin sen näin, että olisi tosi kiva niin kuin saada semmoinen kerrasta poikkiottelu kotiin, koska niitä ei ole ollut, semmoisia oikeasti isoja pelejä ei ole ollut moneen vuoteen. Niin.
Joo, mulla on ihan sama juttu, että syksyn jossakin pimenevässä illassa olisi jännitettävää, niin se tunne on vaan semmoinen, mitä kaipaa.
Kyllä, todellakin.
Ja siitä pettyneenä kotiin, niin ei vaan siis, joukkuehan pelaa tällä hetkellä mun mielestä hyvää futista, varsinkin kotiotteluissa, ja pystyy kyllä voittamaan kenet tahansa tässä sarjassa.
Kyllä, ja tosiaan nyt kun tuo pelaajatilannekin on niin kuin kohtuullisen hyvä, niin en näe kyllä mahdottomana, että eväät vois riittää aika pitkällekin. Mutta.
Joo, ainakin nyt ajattelen, että jos Jaro on 3. sijan säilyttää, niin kyllähän Jaro sitten taas siihen ensimmäiseen otteluun sitten lähtee vähintään jonkinlaisena ennakkosuosikkina. Ja itse nyt näen sen niin, että niin usein kun Severi Kähkönen on pelikunnossa, niin kyllä Jaro on hyvin niin kuin valmis haastamaan myöskin sitten, tulee sitten mahdolliseen seuraavaan otteluun sitten KTP tai TPS vastaan, niin kyllä Kähkösen kanssa sekin mahdollista on. Toki sen yhdestä miestä kiinni on, mutta Severi on vaan yksinkertaisesti niin tärkeä lenkki tuossa.
Kyllä, ja yksi juttu, mitä mä oon miettinyt tässä näin, että mikä voi lisätä sitä yllätysmomenttia niissä jatkokarsinnoissa on se, että koska TPS ja Kotka, jotka tuossa tappelee noususta ja mennyt jo pitkän aikaa aika tasapäisesti tuossa sarjan kärjessä, niin se joukkue, joka jää kakkoseksi, niin sille se kakkoseksi jääminen voi olla aika kova pettymys.
Joo, mä oon miettinyt täsmälleen samaa ja sehän tulee tuntumaan todella epäreilulta, koska eroa tulee olemaan todennäköisesti yli 10 pistettä ja sehän kieltämättä ei pelkästään tunnu epäreilulta, vaan se myöskin on epäreilua. Okei, siis sarjajärjestelmä on jokaisen tiedossa, mutta onhan se vähän jalkapallossa hassu tilanne. Ja sitten se on myöskin niin, että varsinkin jos ajattelee, että se on TPS, joka lähti selkeänä ennakkosuosikkina sarjaan, niin yhtäkkiä huomaa joutuvansa niin kerrasta poikki selkäseinää vasten, ja vastassa on sitten Jaro tai joku muu, niin se ei muuten ole ihan helppo tilanne.
Ei ja niin kuin ainahan se jos se suora nousu menee niin kuin ohi suun, niin se on kova pettymys, mutta tämä sarjajärjestelmä vielä niin kuin lisää sitä pettymystä, ja varsinkin, koska tämä kärkikaksikko on niin kuin ylhäisessä yksinäisyydessään, niin voi olla aika vaikea niin kuin ladata sitten siihen jatkokarsintaan, niin kuin, että jos se niin kuin suora nousukin on ollut niin kuin ihan käden ulottuvilla niin kuin pitkän aikaa.
Siis se voi hyvin olla, että se ratkee siinä viimeisessä pelissä, niin siitä sitten niin kuin päästä takaisin jaloille, niin se tulee olla aika jännä nähdä sitten se peli, että miten se mahtaa onnistua. Tuossa mainitsin Severi Kähkösen, niin kyllä täytyy ilman muuta toinenkin nimi nostaa esiin. Kyllähän Joni Remesaho on ihan käsittämättömässä iskussa.
On.
Et kun miettii vaikka tuo KPV-pelin voittomaali, niin Joni on aina ollut äärettömän hyvä vastaiskupelaaja. Ja hänellä on ollut paljon paikkoja. Nyt yhtäkkiä kun hän on läpi, niin hän pistää kylmän viileen chipin ja nostaa kädet pystyyn. Ja niin kuin, siis kaikki onnistuu.
Kyllä ja kyllä tosiaan on ollut nämä viimeinen kuukausi varsinkin niin ollut ihan huikea, että vahva kausi muutenkin, mutta varsinkin tämä viimeinen kuukausi niin on ollut kyllä todella huikea. Että...
Joo, ja se on ollut kyllä hienoa nähdä. Ennen kuin siirrytään tuohon Alhaji Geron haastatteluun, niin tuossa aikaisemmin sanoin, että olisi kiva nähdä jossakin syksyn pimenevässä illassa panosta, niin tämä on niin kuin pieni semmoinen kysymysmerkki, joka on ehkä pakko nostaa esiin, että välttämättä sitä peliä ei nähdä pimenevässä illassa, koska keskuskentällä ei montaakaan valoa pala tällä hetkellä.
Joo, niin se ilmeisesti on, että niissä valopylväissä niin aika monta polttimoa on pimeänä ja jännityksellä odotetaan, että saadaanko niitä vaihdettua sitten tässä tulevina viikkoina, että varsinkin kun käsittääkseni, jos Jaro sattuisi pääsee siihen jatkokarsintaan ja saada sen kotipeliksi, niin se olisi keskellä viikkoa ja olisi se aikamoinen antikliimaksi, jos se jatkokarsintaottelu jouduttaisiin pelaamaan joskus iltapäivästä.
No se ihan käsittämätön. Totta kai nyt täytyy sanoa, että mulla ei ole mitään muuta tietoa kuin se, mitä on ÖT:stä lukenut, että valot on pimeänä. Sitten on omin silmin todistanut sen, kun joku ilta ne testasi ja satuin ajamaan keskuskentän ohi silloin, niin katsoin, että no tuossa ihan oikeasti montaa valoa palaa. Mutta näin mä oon ymmärtänyt se lehtitietojen perusteella, että ihan oikeasti kyse on siitä, että siellä vaan polttimoita pitäisi vaihtaa. Ja näin mistään mitään tietämättä, niin väistämättä tulee mieleen, että onko tuo nyt sen vaikeampaa, kuin tarkistaa se vaikka kesä-heinäkuussa ja todeta, että nyt meillä on muuten tässä vielä aikaa niin kuukausi 2 vaihtaa ne polttimot. Että jos se siitä on kiinni, niin ei kai näin saisi tapahtua.
No ei mutta ilmeisesti vaan tapahtuu. Että...
Joo. No se on, sanotaanko Rapakanalin varrelta podcastin ulottumattomissa, ja voi olla, että mulla ei vaan ole jotakin tietoa, joka tämän selittää, mutta niin kuin näillä tiedoilla, mitä julkisuuteen on saanut, niin tältä se näyttää. Toivottavasti siellä saadaan valot palaamaan sitten, kun niitä tarvitaan.
Joo, ja siis nimenomaan tarvitaan, ja sitten hassua on se, niin kuin, että sehän on sen niiden valopylväiden käyttötarkoitus, niin kuin, että ei niitä keskikesällä tarvita, mutta nyt niin kuin syksyllä ne olisi niin kuin hyvä olla niin kuin toimintakunnossa.
Kyllä se totta kai niin kuin valon sellainen pääasiallinen käyttötarkoitus on tuoda valoa, ja se ei kauhean hyvin tarkoitustaan täytä, jos ei sieltä valoa tule. No tuosta voisi nyt puhua enemmänkin, mutta joo.
Mutta täytyy vielä nostaa esiin tuo viime sunnuntainen derbyvoitto, että oli kyllä aika makea voitto. Että...
Oli todella, ja osoitus siitä, että kuinka vahva Jaro on tällä hetkellä, varsinkin kotipeleissä myös henkisesti, että sieltä se väkisin se voittomaali kaivettiin. Eka puoliaikahan oli mun mielestä yksi parhaimmista Jaron puoliajoista, että se oli niinku ihan selkeää Jaron hallintaa. Toinen puoliaika sitten ihan niin vahvasti, että siinä 3-4 KPV niillä pienillä muutoksilla Byskata tuli kentälle ja Karinga meni sitten sinne laidalle, niin he saivat vähän sitä tasapainoa, mutta samaan aikaan näytti siltä, että vähän Jaron pelin taso tippui, mutta siitä huolimatta saivat vielä uuden vaihteen silmään, niin se oli mun mielestä siinä mielessä niin kuin vahva suoritus.
Oli tosi vahva suoritus, koska siinä oli vaikea jakso siinä toisen puolen alussa, just sen KPVn tasoituksen jälkeen, ja kuitenkin sitten niin kuin saatiin parannettua peliä loppuun kohti, ja kyllähän se voitto ihan ansaitusti sitten tuli, että
joo, kyllähän Jaro oli ihan selkeästi parempi siinä pelissä. No Jimmy oli sanonut siinä haastattelussa, että ei hänkään muista rankkarin lisäksi kuin se yhden Malmströmin sinänsä tosi komeen kaukovedon. Mutta sekään ei varsinainen maalintekopaikka olisi lauvat noin kaukaa. Jarolla kuitenkin aika monta paikkaa oli, että kyllä se ihan ansaittuun osoitteeseen ne 3 pistettä meni.
Kyllä. Ja se oli vaan aika outo se tilanne, mistä se toinen maali tuli, että en tiedä miten niin kun Remesaho pääsi noin vapaasti yksin läpi. Niin kun, että
siinä oli sanotaan, että aika optimistista puolustamista KPV:llä, kun melkein käytännössä taisi koko joukkue olla niin kuin hyökkäysalueella. Kuitenkin, siinä oli KPV:llä vähän huonoa säkääkin, että siinähän pallo kimposko se Hariksen päästä sillä vähän ovelasti ja sillä lailla, mutta oli se nyt vähän semmoinen, sanotaanko ehkä, yli rohkeasti kyllä puolustettu se tilanne.
No, kyllä, että linja oli sen verran korkealla, että että paitsiota ei tullut sen takia, kun Remesaho lähti omalta puolustusalueelta. Niin
Joo, ja sitten kyllä se nyt jokaisen pitäisi tietää, että siinä vaiheessa, kun Kähkönen vaikka saa pallon tuommoiseen tilanteeseen, niin kyllä se laittaa kaverin läpi.
Kyllä laittaa.
Nyt Jarolla totta kai tulee se kaikkein vaikein vaihe nyt tässä loppusarjassa, kun on ensin KTP ja sitten TPS, ja se 6 pisteen ero totta kai voi olla ajettu kiinni sitten noiden pelien jälkeen, että ne on vaikeita pelejä, että siinä jokainen piste, minkä Jaro noista 2 pelistä pystyy saamaan, niin on kyllä plussa.
Joo, ja jos toivoa saisi, niin olisi ihan kiva, jos KPV ja EIF nuhjaisi tasurin sitten tulevana viikonloppuna. Että mä oletan, että Tepsi kaataa Jäpsin, että sitä myöten sitten Jäps on kyllä pois näistä karsintataistoista sitten, niin kuin, mutta se olisi avittaisi Jaroa aika paljon, kun KPV ja EIF jäisi tasuriin, mutta se nyt on noiden varaan Jaro ei tietenkään voi laskea. Mutta.
Kyllä. Pitäisikö meidän laskea nyt sen varaan, että otetaan Geron haastattelu tähän kohtaan?
Kyllä.
Siirrytään kuuntelemaan sitä. Näin, nyt meillä on huoneen ovet avattu ja meillä on saapunut tänne Jaron uusi hyökkääjä Alhaji Gero. Alhaji, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Nice to have you here. Could you tell us first a little bit about you for our listeners?
Yeah, I'm Alhaji Gero, Nigerian international professional football player. And been playing many years in Sweden and in Denmark and in Arab countries as well. And now I'm here in Jaro. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a player? What are your strengths and?
Yeah, my main strength is a lot things to deliver into the pitch and into my game and to help my team win games and in many different ways. I'm a striker that, as you can see, some of my games here so far is like I'm used to take a lot of responsibility for the team. I can come in deep, I can come in defeat and win a lot of duels and hold the ball for the team and bring the team ups and so a lot of things I can say my strengths in the game.
How did you start to play football? And what was the age then?
Yeah, I was really little back in Nigeria. You know how Africa is really tough and really hard, and starts playing in the street football, and with no shoes and plastic, a lot of plastic. Then you make it football, or with the socks you put a lot of plastic stuff. So we start to play in the street, and we start to have ball and play with no shoes, and then that's how it started.
I saw an interview with you where you said that you spent your childhood in a rough area, like a ghetto area in Nigeria. Could you tell us a little bit about life there, because I guess it's quite different to how it is here in Scandinavia.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the life down there is really hard. You know, it's like we are more than 200 million people in one country, and you can see like in where I come from the north side of Nigeria, in my home city, we are more than 35 million people in one city. So you can understand, coming out from that city and being successful into professional football player and representing my country is something that dedication and hard work and belief, and that's what take me there. So the life there is not easy, you know. A lot of, I will sit here and mention many things that will sound unbelievable for you, but that's things that I have gone through, and they make me stronger as a person and who I am today.
I heard that you have done some charity work as well back home. Could you tell a little bit about what you have done?
Yeah, of course. I look back home. I look my childhood. I look how I grow up, and I see people that grow with me, and people that I've been looking after. And I had a good opportunity, you know, to take a huge responsibility for myself, my family, and people in the commune and in the states, and try to do a lot of help, hospitals, mosques, and a lot of things that I know people are really in need, you know. So I like, even if I'm not doing 100%, I like to do as good as I can to support and help, and this is something that I'm really proud, and my people back home are really proud of me, and happy for my success, and happy to see me keep going, because I represent them really well, and I represent myself, and everything comes to me, it goes to them.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds really nice, and that is something that you really appreciate. That did you do any other sports as a kid?
Yeah, you know, as a kid, like I said to you, football is the only hope we had in back home. That's the only way you try to focus in the right direction, to not be involved in any kind of teen situation, that bad friends or bad group and stuff like that. Football is the only hope that keep you happy and motivated, and you look forward to every single day, just waiting for the time to go and play football, than focusing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you played in the U20 World Cup in 2013. What kind of memories you have from that tournament?
Oh, it's an unbelievable journey we had. You know, I had a huge memory in that, to be part of that group, and to be able to represent more than 200 million people, and that's a huge thing for me and my career, to see that I have wear my home country color to represent them, and out of 200 people to be picked out, then you can understand it's something really huge. So
yeah, and shortly after the tournament you went to Sweden, to Öster. Did you had already a contract before the tournament, or was it because of the tournament?
No, it's because of the tournament. I had a lot of contact with some big clubs at the time. And then, of course, my agent and my family, we discuss is always as a young player, it's good to start in the low team and you build yourself and you grow into it. And then you take a big step. So that's what I have agreed and decided with my family. And then when Öster came, and then we decided to go to Sweden.
Yeah.
They played in the Allsvenskan when you moved there, right?
Yeah, they play in the Allsvenskan because I have never been in Europe. It's my first time at that time, so it was not an easy move, you know, from coming from millions of people city to coming really small place. So I feel it's a huge difference. The culture, mentality, and the language, of course, is challenge at the time, but I managed to make it.
Yeah. What was the biggest shock when you moved to Sweden?
Was the cold. Yeah, that's the big shock for me, was the cold. Even though at the time I don't understand the language, but they make it easier for some people to speak a little bit English and I can understand some. But the cold is the massive difference because in Nigeria we have like 45 all year around, 45 degrees.
Yeah. And for us, southern Sweden is nothing.
Yes.
It's warm there compared to this region. So you spent about a year and a half in Öster, right? And then you moved to Viborg in Denmark.
Yeah.
What do you think about your time in Denmark?
You know, like it's really close countries, and of course I had a good season during my time in Öster in Allsvenskan, and then unfortunately the team went down, and then I got those contracts in the table, and then the club, they decided to think this is a really good step for me to take into my career, and they are not going to stop me because it's a bigger league and a bigger opportunity for me and my career and my family. So I accept the contract and then I moved there to Superliga. So it was really different league, different football, and different tempo, different life. But you know, as professional, you have to adjust in any situation you find yourself. And I don't believe on people saying that we need 2-3 months to adapt, because if you're a professional, that's your job, so you should be ready every single day.
And then how would you compare these two leagues, Allsvenskan and Danish Superliga?
Yeah, it's you know, every country league is different, of course. You know, some leagues different with the clubs. Some coaches are really technical, and some coaches, they like to play normal football, some modern football. So of course, as I say, you just have to adapt to every situation you find yourself in the pitch, what the role you are having and what you are doing for the team, because the most important as a player is to win the game.
So you mentioned that the tempo was different. Do you mean that the tempo was like higher in the Denmark compared to Allsvenskan, or?
Of course, I can say both leagues is really high tempo, but you can see how we train, and the game is different. Of course, even when you look the statistic, it's like Danish league is bigger than Allsvenskan. So of course, you will be more demand and more challenging in the Superliga than in Allsvenskan.
Yeah. And then you spent only one season in Denmark, right? And you then moved to Östersund. You wanted to return to Sweden, or sure?
Yeah, at the time I really want to be back to Sweden, because I felt like in my time in Öster I have already felt home, and I start to get to know the language and everything, and then I move into another different dialect of language. So I start to get a bit confused in my head. So I got the opportunity with the Graham Potter, my former coach now, that is a Chelsea new manager. So they contact the Bebok and the club, and we won Gero. And at the time, they just promote Allsvenskan, and I see this as a huge opportunity for me to come and play under him, because they play really modern football and exciting football in Sweden. And then I take the chance to come there.
You mentioned Graham Potter, who recently signed with Chelsea. Could you see already back then that he was something special, that he would make a great career?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Since day one. Oh yeah, absolutely. I will say that because he's a manager where he's not only a coach, he's a friend to everybody around, and he make the players come together and make us feel like we are brothers all together, and it doesn't matter who is in the pitch or not in the pitch. And he bring all our mindset together and just fight for each other and believe on each other and believe on our project. And since day one I have known that, and that's the reason why we have succeeded together in Sweden by winning the Swedish Cup and going through Europe League. So it's unbelievable journey that nobody has believed we can manage to do that, but we believe on us and he believed on us, and he make us do it.
Yeah, you already mentioned that Europa League. What kind of memories you have from that? At least you scored quite a nice goal.
Yeah, of course. You know, in the team in Östersund under Graham Potter, I have a lot of demand from him personally, and the way we play and the way you want me to play, and how you want me to work for the team. And I found myself a really important role for the team, and I have delivered those demands to him, and so it's an unbelievable memory I had for the Europe League. You can see, like, to be able to meet like Galatasaray, PAOK, Bilbao, Arsenal is something like you can never forget about it in your career, and to be able to score goals in those kind of games, like the goal I scored against Zoria, unbelievable, and the goal I scored against Bilbao. So it's all this memory, you know, is something you cannot just forget about it.
Yeah.
Then what happened outside the pitch in Östersund got a lot of media attention a few years ago. Did you players at some point like notice that something was maybe not right?
You know, like it's like I told you, it's an exciting team that right after winning the Swedish Cup, and then the attention become into the team because we heading into the Europe League, where people think that a small team breaking every record and coming flying. So the attention from the media straight into the team. And of course, we do a lot of activities that make us to be even more attracted towards other people. And like, we do a lot of activities in the team, like dancing, singing. As a football player, it's not common you find a teams that doing that. So we have done that, things like that, and then the attention came, and of course there is some problems that come around the club that also bring a lot of attention outside.
Yeah, but you players were not aware of the problems.
No, the club president at the time, Daniel Chumbak, he has kept the club out of the situation, and of course Graham Potter is trying to keep all our focus on the game, because it's not something that we players that we should be responsible for, and it's not something that we should even think about. We should think about our training, our games ahead of us, and that's something we've been doing, and that's something that keep us more going, even though there is a lot of noise on the news. But we try to be positive to ourselves, and we try to remain focused to our game.
And then after a couple of years in Östersund, you moved to Iran. That has to be quite a different place to play football and to live.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like right after the Europe League, I got that opportunity because the coach that's playing was coaching Istiklal, is a former Real Madrid coach, Wilfried Schäfer. He's from Germany, and he was manager of a few countries in Africa and Jamaica, and so he is a legend. And of course, he saw my game against Hertha Berlin in the Europe League in Germany, and right after they have reached me in the hotel, he wanted me to come and play the Asian Champions League, and I see that as a big opportunity, like life-changing financially, that I can be even more motivating my family and my people back home, that because there is a lot of people that need support and help, and I see that move I will take is not only for myself or for my family, it's something all over people that are needing help, and that's the reason why I have made that decision, because that brings a lot of media attention. I had a good Europe League games, and why I choose to go to Iran. But of course, I do something for my people.
So you said that it was a good opportunity financially. So you mean that the level of money was different than in Sweden?
Yeah, absolutely. You can never compare to any of the European country, Nordic, that will pay such a high amount like you can get in those kind of places. So that's like, for me, it's life-changing, and that changed a lot of people's life, and helped a lot of people financially, and people that been sick, that they cannot be able to pay their operations and stuff like that, and that move helped to save a lot of people's lives back home, and that's the reason why I'm really proud of taking that move to be able to help other people.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
Yeah.
Then how about the level of the game then?
Yeah, of course, like I say, you know, every club, every country you find yourself, you have to adapt to their system, because if you're a professional football player, it doesn't matter if you play in Real Madrid or you play in the lowest league in the world, you have to adapt, and try to fit into the system and understand the way they play and everything, the tempo and everything. So in all these countries, every country have a different tempo of playing football.
That club it's maybe not so famous in Europe, but it's a huge club. It's one of the big clubs in Iran. How was it to play in a club with millions of fans?
It's unbelievable, you know. We have 100,000 people at the arena, only men, no women, only men. So 100,000 every game. We have 100,000 people. Our fans is unbelievable, and of course, the thing that attract me to go there also, I will be able to play the Asian Champions League. So it's a huge club, like you say, in Iran and in Asia, of course. So it's the feeling and the motivation is unbelievable.
What about the life in Iran outside the pitch? Did you like it there, or?
Not really, to be honest, because, you know, I don't speak the language, and I don't understand anything, and it's hard to find people that speak English beside it. And of course, I was not like going out there. I'm just at the hotel, then home. When I get bored being in the hotel, I request I need to have an apartment. Being in the apartment, I have a driver that take me to training, home, and if I want to just go shopping, something I need, he will drive me and translating everything. So it was never an easy time, but like I said, to be honest, I have did it for people back home that in really serious condition, and that's something today in my career. If I stop, I will look back and say I have done this for my people.
Yeah. Did they still speak English in the club?
Yeah, few people they speak, but we have a translator, of course, that work for the club because, like I said, the manager is a former Real Madrid coach, Wilfred Schäfer, and that he also doesn't speak, and we are the foreign players that come into the team, so we have one Iranian that speak English, so all our communication have to go through him. We speak English and he speak Persian, their language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you spent only like 6 months in Iran, and then you returned to Sweden, and so you mentioned that the life outside the pitch was quite difficult. So was that the reason that you wanted to return to Sweden?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to return to Sweden because I feel like I'm away from everything. And of course, if you will be able to perform good, it's not only what you have done in the pitch, also outside the pitch, your mindset. You have to be happy, you have to be able to be with your friends, family, hang out and do something fun. So I found it very difficult for me to communicate with people and understand things there.
And now you are in Pietarsaari, Jakobstad, which is again a bit different place. What is your first impression of the city and people here?
Yeah, my first impression in how I was welcome here, and that's of course before I came. I googled a little bit about how big the city is and what is more fun to do in the city, because before I get here I had other opportunities that I will take, but I have refused, denied them, and when this opportunity came and I just get a reflection as when I joined Östersund, because it's an excited team, and the coach Jimmy was quite similar to Graham Potter, because before I came I see how the team play and I read a little bit about how he do stuff, and I see that I can improve, I can grow, and it's a new challenge, so I have to take it.
Is there something that has surprised you here?
Yeah, absolutely. I got surprised by how I was welcomed, how was the guys in the dressing room, my teammates. They're really polite, they're open-minded. Everybody speak English and Swedish. Of course, that make it more easier for me. I can talk in Swedish or in English. And then, of course, the fans, because it's a small city, but lovely fans that the club has, and they're behind the team, and that's my biggest impression still in the team.
You said that you did some Googling before you came here. Did you know that the Swedish is the first language in this city?
No, I didn't know until I reached here. Jimmy was saying to me and Frederick that a lot of guys, they speak Swedish and English, and it's really interesting, cozy city. And I get here and I see that absolutely it's true what they have said, and it just still excited. I've been here like maybe a month, but I'm still excited about the team and about the people in the city, because like I say, I got a reflection like when I joined Östersund, and that's why I say, okay, this is a good opportunity for me to take.
What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I have a lot of communication with my family back home, and I spend sometimes a couple of hours talking with my family and my friends. So I'm always at home. I finish training, then I'm home. So I'm not being able to go out here and look around. And I've been maybe one time that we went to the city center here, so we're looking around, but most of the time I'm just home. And then I've been at the golf with you one, that also is really nice.
That's always for everyone.
So it's really nice also.
Yeah. Did you play golf before you came here? Or?
Yeah, I tried in Sweden, but not that much, few times. And then we went with the whole group. So it was really fun to see, like, as in team building, we all come together, we are happy, we are laughing to play something fun that we are different from our sports.
You have now played in 4 games and scored 2 goals for Jaro. How do you feel about your performance so far?
So far, you know, I still I have a lot to deliver into the team. Of course, it's a new team for me, and I try every single day to get more understanding with my teammates and try to do everything I can to deliver a lot. And of course, the goals for me is not important. It's how, as a team, how we win the game. It doesn't matter if I score or someone score, but how we win together as a team, that's the most important for me.
Yeah. And I have seen that it really seems that the victories means a lot for you, because it looks like that you are almost like celebrating the most from the whole team.
Yeah, of course. You know, like I said to you, all I care in the game is not about I score. As long as my team, in the end of the 90 minutes, we are the winners. That's the most important for me, and I like to show to bring it all out from me. And when we deliver a huge performance like we did the last game, of course you have to see me all over the floor. So it's something that I think every player should be able to show those kind of reaction and supporting each other, as you see we are doing, and communication and being together. And that's why we, of course, if we all keep the mindset together, we will achieve a lot that will surprise other people that they don't believe if Jaro will reach to the best league or not. But it's something that we are not going to comment on it. But our hard work, dedication will speak louder for us.
Yeah.
I think we have asked all the African guys we have had here that do you like fufu?
Yeah, of course. I make that at home, you know. I eat fufu. Not all the time, I eat it once a while, because I make it, and not all the time. And I been living in Europe for quite a long time, so my system has started to change a bit European, you know. But of course, I eat that and make some different type of African food also.
By the way, is English your first language or?
No, you know, in Nigeria we have more than 520 languages. So, and then I speak Hausa, and it's 4 huge languages in Nigeria. It's Hausa, Igbo, and then we have Yoruba, and then we have Tibi. So these 4, they are more popular language in Nigeria. So I speak Hausa.
What do you speak with Franklin Okoye?
Yeah, you know, in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we have the broken English. And it's not few English, but it's English, we call it broken English. You can't understand when we are speaking that, because we kind of break the word. It's like we twist it.
Okay.
So that's what I spoke with Frankie, and with Emil, of course, I try to speak more English because it's different countries, so trying to understand things we are saying.
Yeah, I believe I have heard some of my African friends speaking the broken English. I didn't know the term, but it's like when you hear it, you are like, what is the language you are talking about?
Yeah.
It's like there is some words you understand, and then it's still like, I have no idea what you're talking.
Yeah, it's like a sentence. Some word you can understand, you cannot twist it. It have to come as English, proper English, but then some word you will be breaking. So if you are following the conversation, then you will get lost somewhere.
What do you think about the local dialect in Swedish?
Oh, it's it's different. It's different accent. Of course, like Skåne, Stockholm, all these areas.
Yeah.
Everyone has his own accent, and of course, what can I say? I just like to hear and listen.
Do you understand it?
Yeah. So before, when I was few years, I don't really understand it, but now I can understand it.
Yeah, because quite often, well, not often, but sometimes we heard like native Swedish people telling that they actually don't have any idea what local people here are talking, because it should be the same language, but they don't understand it.
Yeah, here in Jakobstad, some guys in the team, of course, they talk Swedish. Yeah, and it's true. I need to ask again. What did you say? Because I think they speak the Finnish also. So sometimes maybe how you speak Finnish is more slower and stuff like that. So when you speak in the Swedish, you might not hear it that quite well.
Yeah, we are mixing because it's a bilingual town, so we mix with Finnish words, and so Finnish has influence on it. Then, who do you think is the best player you have played with?
The best player who I have played with, all overall.
Yeah.
Best player who I have played with, I will say there are many.
Okay.
I will say Zabi, the coach of Barcelona now.
Okay.
Yeah, I play with him in the Asian Champions League. He was playing in Al Sadd before he take over as a coach. I will say he's the best player I have played.
Okay, so you played against him?
Against
him. Okay. Yeah.
So I will say he's the best player I have played against. And then, of course, there's many players. I play with Gabi, the Atletico Madrid captain. He was also at the team at the time. And then I will mention like Mesut Ozil, Arsenal, and then I will mention a lot of players like Yaya Toure. I will mention like John Mikel Obi and
big names.
Yeah, a lot of big names players that I have played. Some in the national team and some in the club side. So there are many that I have played, like Raúl Garcia. I play Atletico Madrid and I scored him there also. Of course, I changed the shirt with him. And Garcia also from Arsenal. So there are a lot of players during Europe League that I get to play with them. And of course, Zabi and Gabi, I play against them in the Asian Champions League. But Zabi is the best player that I have played. I try to come close to him and to smash him a little bit, but you can reach him. It's hard to get him. He turned everywhere. You can't even get close to him, then he passed the ball. 1-2 touching pass. So it's a good memory and good players that I have played against.
What do you think that you would do if you didn't play football? Maybe you a bit described or answered that when you described the life in your home nation. That it wouldn't be easy without football. But what do you think would be the option?
Actually, I don't know where I will be. I don't know what I will be doing. As I said to you, football is the only option I have. And I see that as something to be in the right direction and to be the person you want to be and the person that your family wants you to be. So if I don't have a football, then actually I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It will be really hard for me to say it, because when you come from that kind of background, is you cannot predict the future. You cannot say much about it because it's really tough, and you will do everything for you to survive, to live. And of course, you don't know if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. But I found the peace and peace of mind and to play football, and my family are really proud of me by taking that direction, because few of my friends has been dead, some has been jailed for the wrong decision, you know. So that's why I say football is the only hope I have.
What is your home city called?
Kano State.
Okay.
Kano State is one of the, also among the biggest city in Nigeria. It's we produce a lot to the western states, and it's really popular city in Nigeria. If you call Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, you have to. It's among the 4 biggest cities in Nigeria.
Isn't it? Nigeria is divided with Muslims and Christians.
No, that is how the news has put it, because I'm Muslim, but I have grown with a lot, grow and see that we are all together. And I play in the northern part of Nigeria and in the east part of Nigeria. It's just that where people, more populations are, that is how maybe the news can take and to put stuff that is divided into 2. But for me, I wouldn't call it divided into 2, because if you're in the northern part, it's mixed. You're in the southern part, it's mixed also. So I wouldn't call it divided.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often do you visit your home city?
Yeah, I haven't visited lately because I have my brother here. I try to do some to invest some business, also trying to focus on that also while playing football. And of course, normally I go every year back home.
So you have business here in Europe?
Yeah, in Sweden.
In Sweden, what kind of business?
I have a clip. It's it's a really big company here in Stockholm, and it's worldwide. That I'm the presented ambassador, part of the sports, and it's really investing company that I got that opportunity to represent the company as the sports ambassador for the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your brother is living in Sweden, or?
My brother now is playing in Denmark. He
Okay.
was in Sweden, so now he's playing in Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which division?
In the 2nd division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he also a striker? Or?
Yeah, he's also a striker.
Is he also coming to Finland?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
Do you have a family, wife, kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter. My daughter, she's 6. She turned 6 now in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my wife also, she's back home now in Sweden. She's half Nigerian, half Ghanaian and half Swedish.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's born in Sweden, and yeah, I have my family all over. So that's why I'm not being able to be traveling then when you are alone and then stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for how long has your brother been playing in Denmark?
2 years now.
2 years.
But he has been in Sweden since 2017.
Okay.
Then he was there last year. Yeah, 2 years now he's been in Denmark.
Yeah. Okay, I guess you helped him to get
absolutely.
over. Yeah.
I bring him from Nigeria because he's doing really well and he's doing really good. And then he was also scouted for the national team, for the youth national team, and he was in some African Cup of Nations also back home with Nigeria. So I see that as opportunity, and the club took him here to Sweden, and he have done well. So he's doing his career now also.
Mm. How old is he?
He's 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a bit younger than you.
Yeah, he's younger than me.
I believe we are running out of questions.
Yeah. But it was really nice to have you here, and I hope you all the best, both for yourself and for the team.
Yeah.
And of course your family as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for visiting.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.